what we want to do here is add our local data. So for our little exercise here, we'll assume that we have like a small, like a hardware store, and we want this what do you call advisor guy, which is going to be our API, answer questions from the guy about the items he might be looking for. So the process is simple. All you need is first we start with a loop, a simple form where a user punches in the query, and we reply the answer, and you keep this on a loop. Just like the basic OpenAI chat is. That's easy. I mean, I've done a couple of videos already on that, so you can check my previous video how to set that up. Next, we need to get the data, our local data, which in this case is going to be the inventory for this hardware store. So this is available into the knowledge from the API call. And usually what happens is, if you create like a context file, which is nothing but just a JSON string, which has, the answers and replies, to the system. Anytime you call an API, you can pass this context, which is, the JSON string, so that the guy knows what the talk was about. And also, on this JSON string, you all you have to do is just add the data that we pull from the database. Like in this case, we can pull a set of items according to some sort of a category coming from the database, and keep it there into the context. And then you put it all together and just loop through it. The assistants will know about the local data and all this other general knowledge that we have used here and there. So that is the concept. So now let's go and implement this little exercise. Start with this basic form. It's nothing exciting here. It's just a field we ask and the thing will reply. Let me show you that a couple of questions. Very simple. So you can ask any question. Then now it's calling the API. It gives you the answer, and you can just keep on this looping forever. Like keep asking same questions. See, my Mac is a bit slow. Then you can change the languages. And you see the guy knows everything. This is nothing new, right? But behind the scenes, what we do is, we call let me show you the code. So the form is just this. Nothing exciting, right? This is just the form we post to this handling Python script. We have the field for the text here, the question, and we have a hidden field to keep the context. And that's it. That's what you saw there on the back. And of course, now let me show you this Python script. It's very easy. What do we do here? We set up some libraries. We get our API key, and then we parse the form, which is we just grab the question from the user. So we got the user input, and then we have this empty field, which is gonna hold the context. Of course, initially it's gonna be empty. So then, we try to load whatever it was before, because this is going to be on a loop, right? Then you set it up to initial value. We grab the user input, and then here we call this is just something I was trying, we call the OpenAI API, right? Got it? I'm using this model. You can use a different models, right? It gets more fancy, but they charge. So this is a very basic sample. So I just use this basic model, GPT-4. You ask, the guy answers, and then we just, append it to this context, which is all this, back and forth communication between you and the assistant. And finally, we just print it out. I mean, we just, redo the whole form, just adding this header here, this one right here, see? You've seen this before, right? Blah, blah, blah. You print it out, and you get the thing ready for the next question. That's simple. All right? Very easy, right? That loop, we just, reinvented the wheel, right? This is what the ChatGPT does. You just ask a query, print it out. But we've done it by our own code. That's one thing. But still doesn't help us much, right? What we need is to put our own data. Like you wanted to know, say you have a local database and you want to have that data available to the system. So this is the step 2. How do we embed this local data into this little loop that we had there? So, well, the main concept is you just read the database for some specific topic. Like in our case, remember we're using this for some sort of a hardware store. So we get to pull the inventory, right? And if you just pull the inventory and append it to the context, then the guy knows about that. That's all there is to it. You just got to append this to this context, that file that I showed you before. Let me show you here. On this script, I had this messages data item here. We keep appending. The user asks a question, the API replies, and you keep going through this loop. But if we append the inventory, then the openAI knows about your local data, and that's it. So all we have to do is implement, read the database and append it to these messages. So for our case, let's assume that you have like a shipping department. I'm gonna use this one, which I already pre-reloaded. Let me show you what's in there. What I have here is just some very basic table. Let me show you the structure. It's a SQLite, by the way. That's the easy one. So you see I have this table called inventory. And these are my fields. I got the quantity, description, and the price. So basically the data is like this. This is for some sort of a hardware store. So I got these items, this amount to each item, and this is the price of each. Very simple, right? So from here, just hook it up to the website, and that will do it. So your system probably is going to connect to that via some web service. So I have here a very basic, a very simple web service like, which we can use this script. I'm using SQLite. By the way, this whole system is on a Mac. I made another video how to set up the Mac to do this. But anyway, on this particular script, same thing, right? This is where's my database is sitting. I open it, I select, these items from, I show you the database before, it's right here. Those are the fields on my table. And I just want to pull these 3 fields and spit it out as a JSON thing. That's step 2. So we run this script very easy. And I'm using CGI Bing. So I call the grab inventory. Just put it here. Let me show you. This is going to do real cool. If I can type it, that will work. There you go. See? It just read my database. So these are the items that I have. And once I append this JSON to the history, the openAI API will know about your local data. And you can ask questions about your local stuff, and which combine with the whole knowledge that it had. So this is what we're going to do here right now. Since this script is already working, I'm going to append it to the form and get it running. Okay, so we saw the database pulling the data. Now we just embedded into this first page. So this page we had before, we are appending the messages, right? The user asks a question, the system replies, blah, blah, blah. But now we're going to retrieve this from the database. So I made this little small subroutine, grab inventory. I pass in my URL, and I get the data, which is, the JSON I just showed you in the previous step. So you convert this to a string, return it. That's what this function is. Then when we are appending the data here, the messages, we get to a point where we append this one right here. We append the actual database contents. And in this case I do it every time because you need the latest and greatest updated content or inventory. You can just do it once if you just want to do like a read-only thing, but that's it. See, once you have this, the thing is ready to go. So let me show you. So this, all we had to do is just add this function and this appending thingy. Let's go to the browser. Okay, there it is. Let me reload it. Let's just ask any question at the beginning. What's going on? Actually, I had this for a debugging thing, but okay. So see, it just printed out that this is my database contents. All right, so now let's say you go to shop, you say, do you have hammers? Right, that's what you would ask the guy, the virtual guy. And since he has a database into this context, you see, that's what he says, right? Then you can keep asking how. Okay. Do we? We have no players, right? Yeah. So we can use any language. I ask him in Spanish, and the guy does his thing. Thinking, well, my server is a bit slow because it's a local one. But you see there, it just found out, the nails and the saw. Right. So there you are. You see? I'm just printing out the contents just, so you can, for debugging purposes. So you see here, I ask him I need this two of each, and then he computed the whole total, right? So there it is. I mean, that's how you embed your local data within this AI chat thingy. And once you have this, you can plug in a POS system or like a shopping cart. The whole thing is so easy, right? This thing makes the thing very, very easy to implement. The one thing is like you can change, the problem is once you start doing this, you're going to be sending the context back and forth. And that one means you're going to be eating your tokens, right? Remember, I charge you for some number of tokens. So one technique that they use is, you might use an older model for some queries that, it will work because it's a very simple query. And then when you need like the latest model, right now it's GPT-4. I think there's a 5, but GPT-4, and you just swap it. That way you save your tokens, which is, you say your little limit that you have. But that's it. So easy.